I have no idea what this video is about. This is gonna be a surprise for me.
I'm here with Steve, samurai guitarist. You probably all know him. How you doing?
Solid 7 out of 10.
I previously said in one of my videos that when I see a chord progression, I basically see a suggestion. There are so many ways to paint the picture with just the chords you're seeing.
Sure.
And that's something I wanted to explore in this video. So what I asked Steve is to come up with 2 chord progressions I haven't seen yet, so it's a surprise for me as well. I've got 2 chord progressions myself. Just see if we can combine our 2 guitars to make something bigger than just the open chords we all probably know.
Okay, I like it.
Do you like it?
I like it a lot. Yeah, I'm the king of the simple chord progressions. I love simple chord progressions. They're my favorite chord progressions. Hey, that's a bottle of wine.
Oh wow.
Look at the saran wrap on top.
So this is what happens when the guy at the counter recognizes you.
How do you say cheers in Dutch?
Proost.
Proost.
So you just play the chord progression and I will try...
Nothing fancy.
Whatever you feel like.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I complicated it.
No, this is perfect. This is perfect. So I want to share my process, my thoughts. I immediately hear key of A minor, key of C, whatever. And I feel like we can spice this up very beautifully by just keeping 1 or 2 notes as like a note that runs through all the chords. That's like the key. Yeah. This is the best trick you can do.
The G on top.
The G on top, or you can keep the C and everything. 3, 4, yeah. So that's a very good way to
love it.
Make it poppy, make it ready for the radio.
I mean, one of my favorite things is to think about like what the bass is doing without necessarily highlighting the bass notes. So I'll try to like make little bass lines with my chord progression. So do you want to do the chords?
Yeah,
I'll show what I mean.
3, 4, yeah.
Like that.
That's beautiful, yeah.
And then if you combine both those 2 things together,
yeah,
it's great.
You got the movement in the bottom from the bass notes, and you got the movement on top.
It fills up the sound so much.
Yeah.
Same simple chords.
Yeah.
A minor, F, C, G.
Let's try again the same parts. 3, 4. So you put this on the left speaker, for example, and then a different right speaker.
Oh yeah.
Oh. And then Steve's bass line just in the middle.
Here, I got another good one for you. Just playing simple chords. Is play the same chords, play exactly what you're playing, but change up how often you're hitting them. In the sense that instead of playing like downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, has a very different feel than. And if you're just playing like 4 chords for an entire pop song, if you just break it down and the singer starts singing her beautiful melody, and you just let those babies ring out, ooh.
So you give space to like the lead vocalist, right?
Space.
You make a carpet.
Yeah,
so
and change it up. So it's not like the same thing every time.
Steve, I got one for you. In the key of E major.
Love that key.
It's E. To the 5 chord, the B. And then to C sharp minor.
Oh, nice.
6.
Tell me you're going to an A.
I am. Here we are. 5, 6. Oh yeah. Steve, what are you doing?
Making sweet love to my guitar is what
Yeah.
I'm doing. One of the things I'm thinking, since I don't want to be playing the exact same thing that you're playing, is I'm thinking, where can I find different places to play these chords? And so what I'll do is, I got like my E major triad here.
Yeah, sure.
And then what I'll think when I'm going to the B is, okay, where can I go that's very close to that with my fingers? Because I like to make it easy for myself. I like to do as little work as possible. So I can play a B triad.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when I go to the C sharp minor, it's just like the E, but with your pinky here. And then the A is just like this chord.
There we are. So these
Love
three
it.
strings are where the money is, right? The B, the G, and the A string.
A lot of money there.
All the triads sound so good on those strings. It's my favorites as well. And it's
then
also...
every now and then chuck in one of those high notes.
Oh, yes. I mean, I'm crying right now. This is too beautiful for me. This is money.
I like hitting open notes too.
So
open
and now,
strings.
yeah. If I would just play the root note, this would be very beautiful.
Should we try it?
5, 6.
Now I'm moving up to another space.
That's beautiful.
So great.
In the key of E, I love to show you one trick.
Please do.
I'm sure you know, but can you play the chords for me?
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Let's do it. 4, 5, 6.
Oh, those open strings, because then you
Those open
suspend
strings.
all those chords.
Exactly.
Mmm.
It's
so
I'm
tasty.
playing the B and the E strings on all the chords.
It's like that pedal tone as well. You're like pedaling those two, the B and the
exactly,
E.
yeah.
Tie it back in.
So, and another thing, can you play one more time, same chords? 4, 5, 6.
You know who that reminds me of? That's very Coldplay-esque.
Oh yeah.
I love
Oh,
Coldplay.
yeah, me too. Yeah, so they make beautiful stuff. So what I did right now, I just switched around between two notes. In this case, I was playing like the D sharp and the E, so fret 8 and 9 on the G string, and then both of these notes work on every chord.
Yeah.
Especially when you just move around, because there's tension and release all the time.
You know, the other thing I think is worthwhile pointing out is like where you're placing that in the chord. It's kind of the higher
Yeah.
realm of it.
Yeah.
If you try to do that low, and you're
Oh.
going like... That friction that creates down low is a little less appealing than when
Yeah.
it's up high.
So the higher you go, the less kind of friction you hear.
The higher you fly, the less trouble you're going to get into. You're going to hit less birds when you fly up high. Getting crazy in Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills.
Proost.
Prost.
Yeah, that's pretty good for a Canadian.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Your English is pretty good for a Dutch man.
Can you play C sharp minor, E major 7, and A major 7? Yes, good, you're picking that up quickly. So I used this progression for a loop I did recently. I'm gonna make a video about this later, but I just want to show one technique that I use as well.
Okay, what's my rhythm here?
It doesn't matter, I will just follow you. how I often think in these things is you play in this key of C sharp minor, right?
Yes.
And I just find my most basic, boring C sharp minor pentatonic pattern over here.
Love it.
And when you bar your finger on the 9th fret, just a lot of these notes will sound great over any chord. There won't be too much friction. So I'm just finding out which notes sound good on the chord. So I'm just barring my index finger, let's say on the middle 2 strings, fret 9 and 9 on the D and the G string.
Okay.
Can you just play the chords again?
3. Oh.
Now I'm gonna... It's again the alternating note that makes it a little bit spicy, because you get the tension and the release. You can add a lot of notes to chords if you just play them briefly in a chord instead of like as a pedal note or constant.
And if your rhythm guitar player is really listening, he might pick up on that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he might. So if you're going like doing a or whatever you're doing,
yeah,
he might go.
Exactly. Yeah. Getting in a groove together.
3. Oh.
One you just played. So do you have another chord progression, or are you out of creative juice?
Well, now that you asked, I've got one of my favorite chord progressions.
Really?
2 chords.
Took off.
All below the 3rd fret, because as they say, there is no money to be made past the 3rd fret. This is like my favorite chord progression because it's so easy. It's just a G to a C add 9.
So I want to say something about the rhythm right now, because if you're just playing a basic strumming pattern, you can play something like in 3s or in 5s or in 7s, whatever.
17s.
17s if you're feeling groovy. So let's try something that works on both chords, and I'm gonna play like in 3s.
3, 4. One of the beautiful things about these really, really simple 2 chord progressions, so if you spend most of your song just strumming 2 chords, when you do bring in another chord, be that the verse, be that the bridge, be that the chorus, wherever you bring it in, if you just every now and then bring in like a D or an E minor, it stands out so much more having that repetition happen before.
Exactly.
Because the ear is just anticipating these chords all the time. Play that for 30 seconds, a minute, whatever, and then just imagine how powerful it is.
Oh, yeah. And that's where the climax of your message should be. If you sing, I mean, that's where
the high note. That's where you hit the highest note you can possibly sing.
And the title of the song is going to be that sentence.
Yep.
One thing I love as well, for example, if you play G and C, that the bass just plays the G, like on each chord. And then if you hit the D and then move up. Can we try that? Just playing the G on both chords.
Oh, yes.
E minor. got it. Writing pop hits with Steve and Paul. Here you go. That's the money.
That is money.
And one cool trick I wanted to show the people is playing in sixths, which is a great way to spice up some chord progressions. Can you play a G and a C for me again, like you just played? So sixth, it's when the interval between two notes span a major sixth or a minor sixth interval. For example, if I play the B on the G string and the high G on the high E string.
This is like one of those tips that instantly makes you, it's like not that hard, but it instantly makes you sound so much better. Those.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly level up your guitar playing with sixths.
What did you just play? To me, that feels like just a G chord.
Like when I think about guitar, like that's how I conceptualize this. I'm thinking about how these relate to a G. Like if I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh yeah,
G chord,
third, root, fourth, ninth, fifth, third. Like I'm thinking. I mean, I'm not really thinking about that, but if I were to break it down, that's what it is. I'm thinking about how these chords or these notes relate.
Well, for me, it's even less extreme. I just think about the root and then the third, and then I play like in the middle is like the bridge between that. And this is both from a G chord, G major chord, G major chord, and this one.
It's like a passing tone.
Yeah.
You could also put the sharp fourth in there.
Yeah. I would play that on a C chord in this case. So when you.
Beautiful.
And then back to G.
That, my friends, is Open Chords with Paul Davids and Sammy G.
Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Go check him out. Links in the description to Sammy G. It's an amazing channel, Samurai Guitarist. And thank you for joining, dude.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure at all. And see you in the next one. Bye-bye.